welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my first ever YouTube video. For this, I am both nervous and excited at the same time. So, today we will be discussing a very beautiful poem named Sonnet 130 by William Shakespeare. Again, what is the poem? It's Sonnet 130. So, before going through the poem, it's very important to know about the poet. So the poet is William Shakespeare. I think you all must have heard his name somewhere. You all must be familiar with his name. So let's have a brief description about the poet. So he was born in 1564 and died in 1616. So he lived for 52 years. He is a renowned English poet, a playwright and an actor. He is recognized as England's national poet. He is often called as the Bard of Avon or simply the Bard. His important works include Hamlet, Romeo and Juliet, The Merchant of Venice, sonnets. Indeed, he has a collection of 154 sonnets. Sonnet 130 is one of them. Now, before jumping to the poem Sonnet 130, it's essential to know the term. It's my responsibility to make you guys comfortable with the word sonnet. So what is a sonnet? So sonnet is a 14-lined poem written in iambic pentameter. So it is a type of poem which contains exactly 14 lines. The term sonnet is derived from Italian word sonetto, which means song-like. It was first discovered in Italy by Giacomo da Lentini. Generally, sonnets are of 3 types. Although it's not essential for you, still I am letting you know for your information. So, sonnets are of 3 types. One is Petrarchan sonnet, second is Shakespearean sonnet, third is Pensherian sonnet. It's time for the explanation of the poem, but let me first read out the poem for you. My mistress' eyes are nothing like the sun. Coral is far more red than her lips red. If snow be white, why then her breasts are dun. If hairs be wares, black wares grow on her head. I have seen roses damasked red and white, but no such roses see I in her cheeks. And in some perfumes is there more delight than in the breath that from my mistress reeks. I love to hear her speak, yet well I know that music hath a far more pleasing sound. I grant I never saw a goddess go. My mistress, when she walks, treads on the ground. And yet, by heaven, I think my love as rare as any she belied with false compare. So here, the poet. Let's see what the poet says. In the first 2 lines, my mistress' eyes are nothing like the sun. Coral is far more red than her lips red. Here the poet says that my mistress' eyes are just normal as other human beings. He remarks that her eyes are not as radiant and bright as the sun, though her lips are red, but it cannot be compared with the redness of coral, as the coral's red exhales the color of her lips. Then, if snow be white, why then her breasts are dun? If hairs be wares, black wares grow on her head. Snow is white in color, snow has whiteness, but her breast is dun in color. Dun means browny, so we can say she possesses a dusky or brownish skin color. Generally, what other poets do is that they compare hair to some sort of silky product. But rather than doing so, our poet has done something different. He has compared hairs to wares. So he says rather than having any golden tresses, her hair is black, reminiscent to wares. I have seen roses damasked red and white, but no such roses see I in her cheeks. The poet has witnessed beautiful roses patterned or streaked with different colors, basically red and white. But he sees no such roses in her cheeks. In other words, we can say her cheeks lacks the radiant glow like that of roses. And in some perfumes is there more delight than in the breath that from my mistress reeks. So he has smelled both perfumes and his mistress' breath, but he finds that his beloved's breath is less delightful than those perfumes. He finds perfumes as more pleasing, more aromatic, and more enjoyable than her breath. I love to hear her speak, yet well I know that music has a far more pleasing sound. It's obvious that he loves listening her. Yes, he cherishes her voice, he enjoys her voice, but he puts music over her voice, for music is more melodious than her speech. Then the other point, I grant I never saw a goddess go. My mistress, when she walks, treads on the ground. He agrees that he has never seen a goddess walking. He has never witnessed the walk of a goddess. But according to him, his mistress walks like a normal human being, as he had never seen any divine rays coming out from her when she walks. And yet, by heaven, I think my love is rare, as she belied with false compared. Still, he can firmly declare, he can strongly admit that his love is rare and exceptional. He says, it is wrong if we compare her with some other things, as she is just so rare, and she should not be she should be kept protected from these untrue or exaggerated comparisons. And uh, this last two line is the couplet. Couplet is something that contains two lines. So the couplet confirms that he does love his mistress. He just want to convey a message that expecting a person to be completely perfect is impossible. So love should not rely on beauty, as beauty is a fleeting factor. Beauty is a mutable, transient factor. Rather, a loving heart should be emphasized more. And the poet accepts her beloved with flaws and loves her with pure heart. So basically we saw that on the above line, after the after the 12th line, he is insulting her, he is insulting her, mocking her. He is actually critic of the typical beauty standards and the conventional love poems. And in the last two line, he has accepted that he loves his beloved, and her beloved is imperfectly perfect, which is absolutely okay for him. For him, a loving heart matters, not the beauty. As the explanation is over, now it's time to have a brief analysis of the poem. Let us first see the characters. The characters here include the poet himself, the lady or his mistress, or simply we can write his beloved. Then the structure and form. The poem contains exactly 14 lines as a characteristic of the Shakespearean sonnet. So it is a 14 line Shakespearean sonnet written in iambic pentameter. It includes 3 quatrains and 1 couplet. So what is a quatrain? Quatrain is a stanza that contains 4 lines. Couplet is a stanza that contains 2 lines. And the rhyme scheme is A B A B C D C D E F E F G G. It's A B A B C D C D E F E F G G. These 4 things you have to remember, that it is a 14 lines Shakespearean sonnet. It is written in iambic pentameter, include 3 quatrains and 1 couplet. Rhyme scheme is A B A B C D C D E F E F G G. Then the poem is written in first person narration, as the poet himself is one of the characters, so it's a first person narration. Then the language is direct and plain. The poet here has not used any complex form of language, so we can consider the language as direct and plain. But here he has put out his he has expressed his own opinions in a straightforward manner. Then the poem at first mocks false comparisons but praises the real flawed beauty at the end. Up to the 12th line, he was continuously criticizing the conventional love poems or typical beauty standards marked by the other poets. But at the last 2 lines, he was assured that his love is rare, and that last 2 lines shows he was ready to accept a mistress with flaws. He was okay to have a mistress with flaws. For him, love should not rely on beauty, as beauty is a transient mutable factor. Rather, love should rely on a pure heart. So the literary device used here in this poem are alliteration, enjambment, imagery, simile, metaphor, hyperbole, irony, satire or parody. If you have any doubts regarding the literary device, you can ask me directly on the comments. I will clear your doubts. Now let's see what can be the themes of the poem. So the themes are given below. They are love, realism, critique of stereotypical beauty standards, acceptance of loss, honesty, genuine affection, beauty as a fleeting factor. So this was all about the poem Sonnet 130. If you have any sort of doubts, you can ask me on the comment section. So if you really loved my video, then please like, comment and share it. Also don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.